The following presentation is brought to you by the Realm Network.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Saturday and Anything But Freakin Rasslin. This is where myself and my co-host Jeff Lane, we discuss anything but freaking wrestling. How you doing today, Jeff?
Doing pretty good, man. How you doing?
All right, Jeff, we're going to open up the show a little differently because I want to do something a little different.
All right.
And I'll tell you what. When I was online this morning, I was on Twitter very early in the morning, bro. I woke up like freaking 3:20 in the morning again, you know, the whole thing. And I was on Twitter, and I think I made the comment of something to the effect of, why don't we try to help somebody else today before the day's over? You know what I'm saying? Because, bro, I got to be honest with you, Jeff. I find it very disheartening that, like, nobody wants to help anybody else. And listen, I know we all struggle and we all have ourselves to worry about and our families to worry about. Bro, trust me, Jeff, I know that more than anybody. But to me, the key is helping other people and putting other people before you. Again, bro, I'm a Christian. I believe that we were put here to serve other people. And it's very disheartening that, like, nobody wants to help anybody else.
Right.
So I made that comment, and somebody came back immediately and said, well, Vince, that's easy for you to say with your bank account. And I want to say something, Jeff. Here's what I want to let everybody know this, okay? Because I'm not just going to say we need to help somebody today and not do anything about it. But I want to say this. First of all, I want everybody to understand, okay, I have not worked in 4 years. I had a little stint as a consultant for TNA where they were paying me $2,000 a week. A month, $2,000 a month before taxes came out. Okay, that's what I got paid as a consultant. Outside of that, for about 8 months or whatever it is, I have not gotten paid. I have not worked in a real job in the last 4 years. On top of that, I think it's important for people to understand, that I made my real last big money at WCW in 1999. Okay, that was 16 years ago. So the combination of 16 years, and I was not a wrestler. People don't understand that. I did not make wrestler money. I was a writer. I made writer money. Big different from wrestler money. So the fact that, my biggest payday came 16 years ago, the fact that I haven't worked in the last 4 years, I am hustling like everybody else out there. And I'm going to tell you something, and I'm going to be totally honest with you. Right now, I make less between Realm Network and between doing some work with Wrestling Inc. I make less than TNA was paying me as a consultant. I make less. And this is why we come on here every week and we tell you we need to support we need you to support the show if you like it and if you're a fan, because it gets to a certain point where it's like, shoot, Vince, you got to go out there and get a real job. And the fact of the matter is, listen, man, our fans and our support are our fans and our support, because let's face it, we don't get any love. We don't get any promotion. We get nothing from the internet wrestling community, because where Jeff and I come from, we loved a certain brand of wrestling that we know a hell of a lot of other people loved out there as well. And millions and millions and millions of fans are no longer watching wrestling, and those are the people we represent. So basically, we're barking up the wrong tree to the internet wrestling community that thinks 5-star matches are what true wrestling fans really want. So they go out of their way to bury me. They don't promote anything we're doing. They don't promote, any interviews we do, because we represent the real casual wrestling fan that is missing what wrestling is supposed to represent. So therefore, kind of in many ways, it's us against the world. That's the absolute truth. That's why I'm saying, if you like what we do and you agree with what we do and you appreciate all our hard work, you please support us. We're under $1 a week, $3.95 a month for the rest of the month of January. But with that being said, the fact that I don't even make $2,000 a month makes it impossible for me to pay Jeff for all Jeff brings to the show. I mean, I can't survive on $2,000 a month. I literally every month I dip into whatever's left of my savings to pay my bills. And the thing that breaks my heart more than anything is I can't pay Jeff. And that really bothers me. Honest to God. So I was thinking about, what can I do? What can I do so that, we can give Jeff a little something, do what we can for Jeff and everything Jeff does for the show. All right, Jeff, you with me, Jeff?
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right. So Jeff, I got up first thing this morning because I had to dig around. Okay. Because I hadn't seen it in a very long time. All right. And here, bro, I found this. And remember, Jeff, I talked about this yesterday.
Right. Yep.
This was the plaque. It says, from the asylum to the impact zone, 7 years of total nonstop action. Okay. This was 7 years of total nonstop action. What are they in now, Jeff? Their 12th year or something. So maybe, God, it's
I think they're starting the 15th year.
15th year. All right. So this was 8 years ago. 8 years ago. Okay. What this is the originals of TNA. And if you were on here, they gave you one of these plaques. And 8 years ago, Jeff, they sold a handful of these plaques outside of the people that were on them and got them. Okay, because I don't know what they were charging, bro. They were charging some insane number, like $1,000 or something. I want to show you who's on here, Jeff, because you might not be able to see it.
Yeah, it's getting a little reflection of your computer. That's better. That's better.
All right, here we go. Because I want to show you something. Amazing Red, James Storm, Bobby Roode, AJ, Shane Douglas. The landscape has changed. Abyss, Eric Young, Andrew Thomas, referee, Raven. You see who this is?
Yep, Mr.
Right. Rudy, referee, JB. Bro, this is what I love the most. This is historical just for this. I love when I see Double J and Dixie like that right there. I get the biggest kick out of this right there. Everybody's smiling. Everybody's happy. Double J Dixie, the Professor, Don West, Mark
Johnson,
Vince Russo, Road Dog, B Jizzle right there. Okay. This is the original people from TNA, bro. We all got this plaque, right, Jeff? Jeff, every one of us, you can't see it down here, but you see the red.
Right.
We've all signed this plaque. So how many autographs you getting? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20. You got 19 guys, so figure that's 20. I mean, do the math, bro, whatever it is in autograph. But the fact of the matter is, bro, the way this is placated and framed and all this, go out and try to do something like this on your own. The framing alone on this thing is a couple of $100. Okay? So, bro, honestly, at the end of the day, Jeff, 19 people got this. God, bro, there's no way they sold another 31. There's no way. I'm saying that because I'm trying to round it out to 50. So, like, bro, 50 of these are not in existence. And if you are a wrestling fan, this is really history, especially right here, which I get such a chuckle out of every time. Okay? Jeff, I want to tell you what I'm going to do, and this is why I'm doing it at the top of the show. Everybody sees the show. The whole show is free, but I'm doing it at the top of the show. Okay? Here's what I'm doing, Jeff. From now till the end of the month, so today, it's Friday, but it's really Saturday, so it's the 16th, so 15 days. Okay? For 15 days, Jeff, I'm putting this on the auction block. Okay? And I'm telling you right now, listen, let's not kid ourselves with the framing and the mounting and the plaques and the history in this and the fact that there were only 50 of these made. I'm starting at a bid of $500, bro. This is starting at $500. from now till the end of the month. Okay. Go if you are serious about this, if you're a wrestling fan, if you're a collector, like I said, bro, you only got this if you were in the photo and a handful more they sold 8 years ago. You can't get this anymore. If you're a collector, if you're interested, I'm going to put this up. We're going to start the bidding at $500. Please be serious, okay? If you're interested in buying this, send your name, your bid, all the information into officialvincerusso@gmail.com. Okay, send it directly to me. I go to that website, officialvincerusso@gmail.com. I'm starting at $500. And we're taking it from there. Please be serious. No jokes. And I'll tell you why in a minute. And also, I'm going to start at $500 and whatever it costs to ship this thing, Jeff. I don't know what it costs to ship this thing. The reason why I want to do this, because after the auction for the last 2 weeks, whoever the highest bidder is, okay, I want to give that money to Jeff. Okay, whatever this brings in is going to Jeff. So in other words, if you're a wrestling fan, if you're a collector, if you support the show, more importantly, if you support Jeff, whatever this goes for, all the proceeds are going to Jeff and everything he brings to this show. So there you have it. From the Asylum to the Impact Zone, 7 years of total nonstop action, only the TNA originals, autographed by every single one of them. This is definitely a piece of history. If you're a serious bidder, I'm going to start it at $500 and go to officialvincerusso@gmail.com. So we have till the end of the month. You could own this. I will personally ship it out to you. And there you have it. You will have Rudy Charles's autograph. That alone, in my opinion, is a $500 item. All right.
Vince, thank you. I mean, you don't have to do this.
No,
that.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
It really means a lot. And
well, Jeff, it eats at me. It really, really does, bro, because you do as much work as I do, and it drives me freaking crazy that I can't compensate you because I can't make my own ends meet. So this is the least I could do. But again, listen, the money's going to Jeff. Don't be an idiot. Don't bid on it if you're not serious, please. I'm very serious about this. So officialvincerusso@gmail.com. All right. Let's take care of the rest of the business real quickly, then we'll get into the show. kayfabecommentaries.com. I've been plugging the crap out of this. I'm very excited about it. I saw some of the footage, not the whole thing. They came out with a brand new series, Raven's Wrestler Rescue, where Raven finds talent on the independent scene, repackages them. I mean, does the makeover, the costuming, the whole 9 yards, gives them their promos, gives them moves that fit with the characters, then brings them back out on the independent scene to see if they get over with the crowd. This is a tremendous concept by Kayfabe Commentaries, who are always trying new things. The DVD is available now at kayfabecommentaries.com, or you can see the video on demand at www.shootinterviewswithans.com. So Ravens Wrestler Rescue, kayfabecommentaries.com. Also, as you could see on the screen, the brand $3.95, less than $1 a week, a month for the till the end of the month. Just go to vincerussobrand.com and the code word is brand. Again, man, we can't do this without you. I mean, it's that simple. And if you think I'm lying, then think I'm lying. I'm being as honest with you and as raw as I possibly can. Also, too, if you are a member, please remember to renew if you're on manual renewal. Listen, if you're paying $4.95 and you're on manual renewal, when your membership is up, you can get the $3.95 price. Just let the $4.95 expire. Get the $3.95 price, save $1 a month, and then you can go on auto renewal. and you never have to worry about renewing it every month. You don't have to worry about it. Realm will do it for you. But also keep in mind, you could cancel at any time. You can opt out at any time. But if you're on manual renewal and it's a pain in the backside, when it expires, renew again for $3.95. Save $1 and just click, automatic renewal. You'll never have to worry about manual renewal again. All right, Jeff, did I forget any business?
Is that Amazon trial still going on? The 30?
I believe so, yes. I believe so, yes.
So, yeah, if you go to our website and click on the Amazon banner, and you can get a free 30-day trial of Amazon Prime, and you can cancel that after the free trial with Amazon, so you won't have to pay anything if you didn't want to continue. But you get all their television library, all their movie library, all their streaming content, plus the free shipping. I think you said it was 2-day shipping, right? That your daughter gets on that free 2-day shipping with anything you order. So, obviously Amazon offers that, but if you sign up through us, it helps us out. So we'd appreciate that. So take advantage of a free month. And if you don't like it, cancel, don't pay anything.
Yeah. And I got to tell you, seriously, man, if my daughter's putting that over, she puts nothing over, bro. If she's putting over Amazon Prime and she's paying for it, I mean, it's well worth your time.
Well, the regular price isn't even that expensive, right? Isn't it like $8 a month or something?
Yeah, I think so, bro. It's really inexpensive. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, bro. Let's start with Anything But Freakin Rasslin. What do we got, Jeff? You want to go first?
Yeah, sure. I thought this was interesting, but
Jeff, let me say one other thing too.
Okay.
Like, don't bid on this for the $500 because Rudy autographed it, because that defeats the whole purpose of you getting the money. Now I know Rudy signed it. I know that's a big ticket item, bro.
Right.
All right. Okay, go ahead, Jeff.
I thought this was really cool, but the bad thing is by the time this show airs, it's already outdated. So hopefully football fans got to see this. But Friday night, so when this airs last night, it's tonight for you and me, Vince. The NFL Network is showing Super Bowl I in its entirety for the first time. Wow,
that's great, bro.
I get the tapes have been lost since it aired. The networks that aired it didn't save a copy. Nobody's been able to get the footage. Well, I guess NFL Network has been able to piece together all the footage of the entire game, and they're airing it Friday night. So it would have aired last night, and I checked the upcoming showings, and it's only airing – it has aired now, 8 p.m. and midnight Eastern on Friday night, and it didn't have any future showings listed. I'm sure they will show it again in the future, so I hope everybody got to see it. I might tweet this out today. So
yeah, definitely. Hey, Jeff, let me ask you this. I'm curious about this because I've not heard of this. Now, bro, I go to MLB.com 18 times a day. I'm not a big football fan. Where did you find this out? I mean, are they widely publicizing this?
Yeah, well, I saw it on NFL.com.
God, that's tremendous, bro.
Like they went through the whole story. Like I guess it because it was weird. There was 2 broadcasts because it was the AFL versus the NFL. So NBC had the rights, I think, to the AFL, and CBS had the rights to the NFL. So both networks aired the broadcast with different commentators, and neither network saved the footage. Like they just never saved it back then. Crazy, it wasn't even the most popular show of the week, I guess, in sports. A Harlem Globetrotters game was promoted more than the Super Bowl. Yeah, but, I mean, it wasn't even called the Super Bowl at the time. But so I guess nobody had VCRs back then. They talked about some way that viewers could record it, but it was this big expensive process. So not many people did it, or they recorded over it. But somehow the NFL Films has gotten the footage. I don't know if it's from I know some guy found a tape in his attic and he's trying to get that restored. I don't know if that's where they got it from or what, but they said every single play will be shown. So hopefully everybody got to see that.
You know what the cool thing about that? And Jeff, what'd you say it was 61?
Of the year?
Yeah.
Oh man, this is Super Bowl 50, so 49 years ago. 66, I think, or 67.
Bro, the cool thing I'd love to see about this, and I'm definitely going to watch it at least DVR, I want to see how the guys hit back then.
Yeah.
I want to see if they're a lunatical thug headhunters back in the day when football was a game, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was 67. I just checked.
That's going to be interesting to see. You know?
Yeah. So, you know what? I'm going to tweet this now so I don't forget it, because I don't want people getting mad at me tomorrow when this airs. Well, why didn't you tell us? So,
and what time did you say it was, Jeff?
I believe it's 8 Eastern and midnight Eastern. They're showing the replay.
I got to tell my father that, man. My father will love that. NFL
Network. Yeah.
I got to tell him that, bro. That is cool. That is cool as hell. All right, bro. I'll go while you're tweeting that out. Jeff, I got to tell you, I felt really bad this week. And I mean, bro, we always feel bad when anybody passes away, you know, let alone a legend. But, bro, a lot of people have passed away this week. I mean, like literally, bro, I just put on TMZ before I came to the show, and Dan Haggerty passed away at the age of 74. You know who he was? No,
I don't.
Grizzly Adams.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, my God, every day. It seems like since January 1st, every day we're on a run of people. But I felt especially bad about David Bowie. And I felt especially bad, bro, because my son's a huge fan. Bro, you know how like somebody passes away, now we're all fans. Bro, I don't own a David Bowie album. I want to have one now in my collection that he's passed away, and I'm going to get one. I'll probably get one this weekend. But my son was a diehard Bowie fan. He had every Bowie album, my son VJ. So I really felt bad. Bro, and here's the funny thing, and I talk about this all the time, Jeff. You know how I told you he doesn't have TV, he doesn't have the internet, he doesn't have anything. Well, I found out, I think it was Sunday night, late Sunday night, Bowie passed away, and I knew my son wasn't going to know. I had to text him, and I just texted him, you know, bro, you know, Bowie's dead. And like, you know, he called me like first thing the next morning, and I felt really bad. But Jeff, I want to say this. I'm not a Bowie fan. Jeff, the weirdest thing, man, do you get cable by you? You get that Access TV?
I don't get Access. But
okay.
Yeah, I don't get
bro,
that.
I love Access because they play classic concerts. And bro, I swear to you, just a few days before, they were playing Ziggy Stardust, David Bowie, and the Spiders. And it was a 1973 concert. And I'm like, I'm going to watch this because I know Bowie was so ahead of his time with the Ziggy Stardust and being the character on stage. Bro, this is before Kiss. This is when he really brought theatrics into music. Two of the first people to ever do that, bro, really, I think you got to give credit to Bowie and Alice Cooper. They were really the first two people that made a concert, a show, and there was entertainment, and they were characters, and so freaking ahead of their time. I mean, as a huge Kiss fan, there would have never been a Kiss if they weren't influenced by people like this. And I really, really, really felt bad about the passing of David Bowie because, like I said, bro, you just talk about a trailblazer. You talk about taking chances, being different, standing out, having people talking about you, not being safe. Bro, here's a guy, think about this, Jeff. Here's a guy that wants to, be a musician, and he wants to break into the music business, and he creates this character, Ziggy Stardust. Bro, they could laugh him out of the building. You know what I'm saying? I mean, do you understand what a crapshoot is? Now, this easy way would have been, well, I'm not going to take any chances. I'm just going to go out there as David Bowie. I'm going to sing, and hopefully I'll get over, and I'll be like all the other billions of people who want to be singers. But no, he had a gimmick. He had a persona. He rolled the dice. He took the chance. And man, bro, what a so freaking ahead of his time. And I love people like that. I love people that think outside of the box. I say it all the time, bro. You take your balls in your freaking hand and you go for it, man. That's where greatness comes from. So I just wanted to say that about David Bowie. I mean, it's 69 years old, cancer. It's just sad, bro.
Yep. Also, Alan Rickman.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember, obviously Die Hard, first time I ever saw Alan Rickman. I haven't seen a ton of his stuff. I've seen him in Die Hard, which he was awesome in. Dogma, which is one of my favorite movies, probably my favorite. Tied for my favorite Kevin Smith movie. And then obviously he's the Harry Potter stuff. So I didn't see a lot of his stuff. I know he did big, dramas and theatrical stuff. Really really superb acting stuff. You know what I mean? So I never saw that stuff. I understand how good he was and what he meant to a lot of people in that. So my memories are just on those 3 films. But it's just 1 week. Maybe people can just stop dying. Give us a week off here. You know what I mean?
Jeff, I got to tell you something real interesting. And even if you're not a Bowie fan, and like I said, I'm not going to sit here and say I was a big fan of David Bowie. I admired him and what he did, but bro, check this out. A week before he died, his new album came out. Literally a week before he died. He died on Sunday. I think his album dropped on Tuesday because VJ was talking to me about getting his new album on Wednesday, right? Bro, 3 days before he passed, he made a music video from that album. And it was the name of the song is called Lazarus. Okay, bro, like the biblical figure. Lazarus died and raised from the grave. And bro, the first line in the song is, "Look at me, I'm in heaven." And basically, bro, 3 days before he died, this was his last video and his last piece of art and his last message, knowing he was dying in a couple of days. Bro, it's chilling. It really, really is chilling. And, bro, I was watching it and I was thinking about it. And I'm like, here's a guy that literally knows he's on his deathbed. And he's still putting out this one last piece of art, this one last message. I can't even imagine what an individual is going through at that point in time. But anybody, I recommend, just go online. You'll find the song. It's called Lazarus. It's chilling. It's art, and it's freaking David Bowie at his best, even though he was, literally 72 hours away from death. Unbelievable, bro.
That's insane. That must have been, did he know? Did the doctors tell him it could be any day now? Did he know? Or
bro, he had cancer for a year and a half.
Right. But
nobody knew. He kayfabed everybody nobody knew. So yeah, bro, I'm no doubt he knew he was at the end. Bro, you could see it. You could, man, bro. Being a huge Freddie Mercury mark. Those last videos that he did, bro, that's kind of how, this is with Bowie. He's down to nothing, bro. He's all skin and bones, but man, he puts out that one last, calling card to remember him by. And it's freaking unbelievable, man.
We had, speaking of rock stars, we obviously, if you haven't seen it, Bram, we have a Making a Murderer podcast discussion up right now, and you and me were very entertained by this. So I got a tweet from brand member Christopher Bell, and he said, if you like this, you need to watch Soaked in Bleach. And I had never heard of that, so I said, what's that? And he said it's a documentary on Netflix about Kurt Cobain's death.
Yeah.
And have you seen this?
A little bit. I started watching it, bro.
Yeah.
I started watching it.
Yeah, so I took Chris's advice and I watched it, but what it is, it's nowhere near the in depth as Making a Murderer. Obviously, it was 10 episodes, 10 hours. This is an hour and a half film, but they're pretty much implying that they think Kurt Cobain was murdered, and it wasn't suicide, and that Courtney Love either knew about it or had something to do with it. It's very interesting. They got it's basically through the eyes of a private detective that she hired. It was a week before they found Kurt Cobain's body. She hired this detective to find him, and he started getting suspicious of her, and he started recording all his conversations, and it ended up where he stopped taking her money, and he was pretty much investigating her involvement in where is Kurt Cobain. So they do a lot of reenactment. I got a kick out of it because the guy that plays the detective was in Lost. I don't know if he was Arts, the guy that blew up with the dynamite. He was the main actor in it. And it was kind of cheesy a little bit, like they did it like a film noir with the private detective in the blinds and all that stuff. But they played the real recordings that this guy had and the real conversations he had with Courtney Love. And it's very fishy. I'm not sitting there at the end like making a murderer and I have a decision made, but I think there's enough intriguing stuff in this, especially what the former chief of police, the Seattle Police Department, says to reopen this case, in my opinion. So I think you should watch that, Vince, and make it all the way through and let me know.
I will, because I got to tell you, Jeff, like, I can't believe that for 1 second. And bro, listen, I know how it is because to this day, I get emails and tweets and on my Facebook, you murdered Owen Hart, to this day. And I know Courtney Love, multiply that by a million, her whole life, the Courtney Love haters, you killed Kurt, you killed Kurt, you killed Kurt. And bro, Kurt Cobain was freaking beloved. So like she's dealt with this like her whole freaking entire life. And I think again, it's the Courtney Love freaking haters. I mean, I remember seeing the footage when Kurt died and, Courtney took the little baby outside, Bean, who was just a baby at the time. And it was very, 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 very freaking emotional, bro. I mean, it broke my heart. I think I will watch it. I think it's total BS. Bro, you want to hear? Bro, do you know? You probably don't know this. Do you know Billy Corgan lived with Courtney Love for a while, that they were together?
No, I didn't know that.
Bro, you want to hear something funny? Corgan lived with Courtney. Bro, the best whole album. What's the name of the album?
Celebrity Skin.
Celebrity Skin. And that, bro, that's one of my top 10 favorite songs of all time. Bro, Corgan wrote and produced that album. He was with her at the time.
Zach, I was talking to Zach the other day, and he told me that. He said, he wrote a lot of the whole music, and I didn't know. Yeah.
And that was by far the best work she's ever done. That's when Corgan was with her, bro, right? Bro, this is how stupid people are. I swear to God. Bro, I went to see, Corgan had us up to Red Rocks when he was here. And before Red Rocks, bro, for a VIP, you pay extra money, and he plays acoustic, and then he does a Q&A, right? So he plays the music, and now he's doing his Q&A, and people were asking some really intelligent, like, questions, and, like VJ asked the question, and I mean, it was really free. Bro, Billy Corgan is brilliant. That's why, he's a guy like that can't work with Nimrods. He's on a whole different level, right? Bro, somebody turned around in their raids. Billy called on them. The guy says, so do you think Courtney Love killed Kurt Cobain? And bro, like Billy, without missing a beat, like in front of this, probably about 50 people here, he goes, are you seriously effing asking me that, bro? Like, and I'm sitting there, I'm looking at this guy, I'm like, are you like just like totally freaking clueless, bro? Like, it was like, what is wrong with people? But I will watch that, bro. I started watching, I'll be honest with you, Jeff. I started watching it. I think I was making my wife and daughter watch it, and it started a little slow.
Yeah,
so
it
like,
does. It does.
Yeah, they were tapping out like 10 minutes in, and I'm like, okay, I got to change this, and that's what happened.
Yeah, it does start really slow. The real juicy bits are like in the last half hour. But it's even it's really stretching. There's no evidence that shows that Courtney Love had anything to do with this. There's no evidence, in my opinion, even presented in this documentary, that shows that. There's one piece of paper that is very suspicious. It's just a bunch of letters, like somebody was trying to learn somebody's handwriting, and the Courtney's lawyer found that in her bag or something. And this expert, who knows if she is, matched the letters on that paper that Courtney had to the suicide note, the bottom section of it. That's the only thing I saw in there that maybe could possibly connect her. But the rest of the stuff is just all conversation, where you're trying to, they want you to draw that conclusion yourself just by hearing the conversation. But I still think, even if she didn't have anything to do with it, I think there's enough stuff in there to make you think, I wonder if somebody else did, though.
Yeah.
There really is, especially with where the I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but where the people that have seen it will know what I'm talking about. The shotgun shell, where it ends up compared to the shotgun, makes no sense with the ballistics, I guess. And they explained all that, so it's very interesting.
I'll definitely watch that. Jeff, I'll tell you what not to watch.
Okay.
I swear, bro, listen, I would watch Impact Wrestling before I watch this next show. Okay.
The Rudy Charles talk show?
No, that's an epic, bro. That's an epic. Bro, the other day, I don't know how, I guess because It's Always Sunny was on at the same time. But like I missed the premiere episode of Mob Wives, and they played 2 episodes back to back, and I missed them. And I had to wait a whole other 2 hours for them to come back on, right? So as I'm waiting for it to come back, bro, I'm on VH1. And, bro, I'm watching this show freaking – and I'm sure you've heard of it. Like, I've heard of the show all the time, and I've never watched it. It's called Love and Hip Hop. Have you ever seen it?
Yeah, well, no, I've never seen it, but I've heard of it because it always beats Raw on Mondays when they're going through the cable shows. It's always like
no beats Raw on Mondays.
Yeah, normally it was like Monday Night Football number 1, Sports Center number 2, Love and Hip Hop number 3, Raw number 4 on the cable ratings.
Bro, I'm usually a huge fan of reality TV. I'm a huge fan of drama. I'm a huge fan of people cutting promos on each other. This show was so freaking bad, bro. You know, I can't. Well, I don't know. Maybe I can believe that beat Raw, but I mean, I watched it for about 15 minutes, and I'm like, you know what, bro? If you can get this show on the air, you can get any show on the air. I swear to God, bro. I think you could sell a test pattern if people are watching Love and Hip Hop. And bro, let me say this: I watched. You don't watch Mob Wives, do you?
No.
Bro, I do, because you know I got a thing for tough girls that could beat me up, and that's what Mob Wives is. And bro, there's this star on the show, and people know her out there. Her name is Big Ange. And you know, we found out that Big Ange had cancer, and then bro, she you know, they took out the tumor, and she was diagnosed as being clean. Well, bro, now while they're shooting this reality show, the cancer has come back in a more aggressive form. So, I mean, bro, this is really like freaking drama. This is like, you know, holy crap. And I mean, this Big Ange, bro, she's a woman that's got like such a big heart. I mean, just such a, you know, and I, you know, like I said, bro, it's more aggressive now than it was. They had shots of her on TMZ yesterday, bro. She had long hair. And like she just cut off all her hair because she knows she's going to lose it through chemo. So to kind of soften the blow. But, you know, if you know this show, even if you don't know this show, I mean, just say a prayer for this woman. You know, she's a great woman. She's a great personality. She's got a big heart. And, you know, I just hope everything turns out okay.
Now, how delayed are the episodes? Like, is there anything that's been out in the press? I mean, since these have aired, you know, as far as her condition and everything.
It's not that far behind, bro. I would say it's probably the show was filmed less than 3 months ago, I would say. So it's still kind of, you know, status quo.
Cancer's ridiculous, man. Like, of all the stuff we've done, that's the one thing we can't tackle. It's like, yeah, it's kind of it's weird. You know what I mean? I don't know the things that this phone can do, that people can design all this stuff, but we can't just have a shot that can cure cancer. You know, I don't know. Obviously, I'm not a doctor or scientist for a reason, because I don't know how that works. It just still boggles my mind. Yeah. Did you hear about this Friends reunion?
Bro, that reminds me of Seinfeld yesterday.
What?
When Jerry's supposed to do the fashion show for Elaine, and he gets the really bad haircut when he looks like he's 12, and Kramer steps up, he'll take Jerry's place, and Kramer says to Elaine, I'll raise enough money to cure polio. And Jerry's got to tell him, well, that was cute. That was kind of cute years ago. Go ahead about the Friends. I saw something. I did not read into it, though.
Okay. Well, that's the problem, is people aren't reading what it actually is. Yeah. So like everybody's all excited. They think it's going to be an episode of Friends, like a reunion episode, and that is not what it is at all. NBC is doing this special for a director named James Burrows. I guess he passed away, and he directed a bunch of Friends episodes, among other things. So they're bringing in a whole bunch of people he worked with on the show, and the Friends cast is one of them. It's a Friends cast reunion. All the actors and actresses will be there, but they're not going to be in character. You know what I mean? So it's very misleading. Now it's come out that Matthew Perry's not even going to be there. So they're not even all going to be there. Yeah. So
Bro, how could anybody think? How could anybody think Jennifer Aniston is going to do a Friends reunion at this point in her career? Like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, if you really, really believe that? And Jeff, I got to tell you something. As bad as the wrestling sites are with their sensational headlines, bro, do you frequent TMZ?
Yeah.
They are the freaking worst, bro. Like, they will tell you somebody is like butt naked to get you to click on it. It's comical, bro. You talk about like sensation. I mean, now I've gotten to the point like where I know it's nothing, so like I'm not gonna waste a second to click on it. But oh my god, bro, they are the absolute freaking worst, man. Speaking of TMZ, bro. All
right.
I thought this was funny, man. Bro, do you remember the old show Martin?
Yeah, with Martin Lawrence.
Yeah, I think first of all, I think Martin. Yeah. Who?
Damn, Gina.
Yeah, Martin Lawrence is freaking hysterical. And, you know, you talk about Gina, but remember, like, the wars Martin Lawrence had with Pam, Gina's friend?
Yeah.
Those were tremendous. Well, bro, speaking of Pam, her name is, I know her name. I don't want to mispronounce it, bro, because these names are tricky. Let me get my glasses on. Tashina Arnold. And I know her from Martin, you know? And, bro, evidently, like, she was married to some guy, Rico Hines, right? They were married, right? And, bro, she found this guy's sex tape collection since they've been married. He's had sex tapes with, like, over 20 women after they've been married, right, bro? Bro, she takes those sex tapes and she texted them out to like everybody she knew. So like all these sex tapes of this guy and all these girls, like all his friends, his family, like anybody this guy knows received these sex tapes, you know, through a text. And I'm like, I don't like, if you're that guy, like, are you like, what is the emotion? Like, are you pissed? Are you totally embarrassed? I mean, do you feel like the world's biggest dirt bag? Like, what is the emotion if somebody did that to you?
It's a good question, because you'd also have to think, well, this is the type of personality. The guy obviously doesn't care about his wife. He's going to go bang 20 other chicks at least. So if that doesn't bother him, who knows if this would?
Maybe,
you know what I mean?
He takes pride in it, right, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought that was funny. Can you imagine being the guy's mother, bro, and receiving these tapes? Like, and bro, it's so funny because it's so in line with her character, Pam. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, it's kind of like, fiction becomes fact. I just thought that was hysterical.
You know, I think it's like we saw the same thing with Seth Rollins. You know, his ex is the one that sent all his wiener pics out. Yeah. I wonder if that's a coping mechanism for the person that was cheated on. You know what I mean?
Oh, I definitely think so, bro. I mean, they got to get some kind of revenge. You know, now that it's out there, they look bad, they look stupid. So now that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, that's nuts, man. I wanted your opinion on this because as a Star Wars fan, I don't know. I'm kind of conflicted. I know I'm pretty sure we've discussed this prior, but it's like they're gonna do an episode movie and then another movie every other year, right? So like this year is the Rogue One story, and then next year will be Episode 8 and so on. Well, in 2018, they're putting out a Han Solo film, and it's like his origin story. So obviously, it's going to be a different actor, and they're going through all, the casting. They haven't named who it is yet. I don't think they've even decided. But, to me, I'm looking at this and I'm like, I don't know if it's the Han Solo character as much as it's Harrison Ford. I think Han Solo was cool because it was Harrison Ford. You know what I mean? I don't know if I want to see another person play this role. I don't know. What do you think about that?
No, I think that's real interesting. Listen, bro, I'm obviously, not the Star Wars fan, you were, but I'll be honest with you, bro. It's like saying to me, okay, they're making a prequel to Rocky. We're going to see Rocky growing up. And I'm like, yeah, bro, I don't think I'd want to see that. I don't think that would interest me. But you know what it is, bro? Like, they know, bro, whatever they put out there with Star Wars on it, and even that, bro, you will go see that.
Oh,
right?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's the thing. But no, bro, I definitely hear what you're saying. Like, I can't imagine me, who's like, I've seen all the movies, but I'm not a fanatic. I don't know if I'd pay the money to go see that one because of exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like there's so many stories they can tell in this universe. They don't need to go there. I don't think, like, if they do a different movie instead of Han Solo, it's going to sell less because, like you just said, if it's a Star Wars movie, people are going to go see it. So I don't think it's like we have to do this Han Solo film to get people to buy tickets to go see Star Wars this year. So I'm just like, I don't know. I don't think there's a need to do this. I just wish they would have told another story with
There's so many freaking stories, bro. I mean, so many freaking. I'd love to see a whole movie, bro, just on the Wookiees.
You're right, yeah.
I'd love to see, bro. And then you got a character too like Boba Fett. How interesting would that be? Because we never saw what he looked like, right?
Exactly. Yep.
So how interesting is that? What the guy looked like, and because we know him as a guy under the hood.
Well, now in continuity, he looks like the guy that played Jango Fett. He was the kid, remember, who was a clone. Yeah. So that actor, whether they don't take his mask off or not, he could still do the voice. You know what I mean? And it remain in continuity, even if it was a flashback or whatever.
Yeah. So. But yeah, I would love. I mean, there's so many things. I would freaking Yoda. You know what I'm saying? It's a freaking puppet, so they could do whatever they want with you. They can make a younger looking puppet, for crying out loud. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, there's just so many ways they can go. I just don't like the iconic characters being recast. You know what I mean?
Gotta hope, though, bro. I would really hope, Jeff, like, churning out. I was shocked, like, to see they're gonna churn out a movie a year. Bro, I just hope the freaking quality doesn't diminish. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, I understand they want to capitalize. They can make all this money. I get it. But, bro, once the quality starts diminishing, it's going to freaking suck. And they're not going to be able to live up to expectations all the time. You just know it, bro. People, poo-pooed the last 3 Star Wars movies. I just hope it doesn't turn into that.
Right. And, I guess they're using all different directors for everyone, different writers for everyone. So that may help it to not water them down, different people with different ideas. But I think one a year, it's going to make it less special. You know what I mean? There's going to be so many of them.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a business. They're just trying to make money. That's what they do.
Bro, here's something I saw yesterday, and I'm still trying to figure this one out. That the second episode of I Am Kate is coming out. Bruce Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner. Yeah. They did the first one. They did like 6 episodes. Now the second season is coming out. I don't understand this, bro. But anyway, Caitlyn comes out in this second season, Jeff, and makes the revelation she's ready to start dating men.
I saw that.
Bro, I can't.
I mean, is that a choice? I mean, I couldn't just wake up tomorrow and be like, you know what, this female thing's not working out. I'm just
Jeff, it has to be, because listen, more and more comes out. Now we hear, you've heard the stories now of, when Kim was 14, she caught Bruce in drag and all that, and the mother over there, tells all the story. I mean, so the background, right? But bro, you've never heard. And nobody has ever said anything, including him. And he's come clean about everything. About him having homosexual relationships when he was married to Kris Jenner or whatever, I can't even remember her name. Elvis Presley's ex-girlfriend, whatever, before Chris. But nothing ever came out. He's never said I had homosexual tendencies while this was going on, blah, blah, blah. He's never said that. So I'm assuming he didn't. Now, like it's 65 years old, like, okay, I'm gonna start dating guys now. Like, yeah, that's weird to me, bro.
I read, I don't know if it was on TMZ or Variety or something that posted it, that, you know, they're pretty much saying this could all just be a work, and it's not what it is, just to get people to watch the episode. But I mean,
it's gotta be, bro, because like if that's the case, like now he's really whacked, because now he's making a choice to do that. And maybe he is making a choice to do that because, bro, maybe that's the period at the end of the sentence of his womanhood. I mean, I don't know. Like, that's the only thing I could think of. But still, if it's like not a natural feeling, I mean, that's like, that gives me the heebie-jeebies, bro. Like, that's
to me, it just sounds like they want people to watch. Yeah, they want people to watch the show.
Probably so. Probably.
I mean, he might go on the show, or she might go on the show and say that, yes, I like men, but in real life, she might not. You know what I mean? It might just be a character on a television show.
Yeah,
that's interesting, man. I'm not going to buy in to watch this. You know what I mean? I'm not going to buy the fake reality stuff anymore. I don't believe that the things that Caitlyn says is always the truth, especially, you know, there's been contradicting words in different interviews she's done.
Yeah.
I'm against gay marriage. The next day, I didn't mean that. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's all a work. It's all a work. And now she's saying she's not a spokesman for the trans community. And I'm sure tomorrow she'll say, oh, yes, I am. I didn't mean that. So yeah, I'm not buying into the Caitlyn Jenner hype. I'm not going to waste my time watching the show.
Bro, I'm gonna give a probably an unpopular opinion here. Okay.
All right.
Because I outed Tina Fey and Amy Poehler as not being funny. and I want everybody to know too, raise a fist, back me up 100%. He said they're not funny. And bro, listen, this is where you and I disagree. And I'm totally cool with that.
I didn't disagree. I don't think
you like 30 Rock. You said 30 Rock.
Yes, but I said I think Tina Fey is a funny writer.
Right.
I don't think she's a funny actress, and I don't think Amy Poehler's funny at all.
Okay.
So the only thing we disagreed on was Tina Fey's writing.
I'm about to go off now on something like that. I'm like, bro, this is like almost like ripping the head off of a teddy bear. But I've been feeling this way for a long time, and I've never said anything. And the only reason I'm saying something is because somebody else opened the door. And I publicly opened the door, and I thought it was great. Okay?
All right.
Bro, do you know, I don't know the guy's name, Jeff, and you probably won't know either, but there's the new talk show host now that's on after the the Letterman and the Fallon. He's a guy from Britain. You know who I'm talking about?
James Corden.
Yeah. Bro, let me tell you what I love about this guy's show. It's old school, where he's got 3 guests on the couch at the same time. You don't see that anymore. I love that. So we see the interaction between the 3 people. It reminds me so much of Carson, right? So, bro, the other day he had Jamie Lee Curtis on the show, okay? And he said to Jamie, he goes, listen, man, he goes, I want to thank you for coming on the show. I know you don't do this. He goes, I know you don't like to go on talk shows. This is very special to me, right? So Jamie Lee Curtis turns around and goes, well, it's not like I don't like to not go on talk shows. She goes, when I go on a talk show, I want to be interviewed by somebody like you. I don't want to go on a talk show to play beer pong. So she freaking burying Jimmy Fallon, like right there. And bro, I got to tell you, I've said this like publicly, privately. I've never said this. Bro, this guy is the biggest freaking kiss ass like on the planet Earth.
I think you've said this before.
Bro, but it's disgusting. That let me tell you what's disgusting about it, bro. Okay? Bro, I remember like about a year ago maybe, okay? Bro, he had Barbara Streisand on the show. So he went freaking like crazy. And bro, like I can understand that to a point. You know, bro, listen, a lot of people are going to think, I'm fruity. Barbara Streisand is a freaking icon. I'm sorry. She is an icon. She's one of those people that has a God-given voice. Nobody sings like that ever. Okay, so like I can understand he's going to go goo goo gaga. Okay, I can understand that. Bro, the other day, I swear to God, I'm watching the show like Thursday or something, and he's got freaking Khloe Kardashian on the show. And literally, bro, he's up to his midsection, like up Khloe Kardashian's ass. And I'm like, bro, listen, Barbara Streisand is one thing. Like, does Khloe Kardashian like really warrant for anybody to kiss her freaking ass? And like when I saw Fallon kissing Khloe Kardashian's ass, I was like, bro, I swear to God, Jeff, it borderlines pathetic. It borderlines pathetic. And bro, let me tell you why I see that. Jeff, this is the greatest thing in the world now. These Carson shows on every night. I sit there, Jeff. I freaking mark out. These are huge stories, bro. Just the other day, bro. Sean Connery, is on there promoting "Never Say Never Again," and they got the clip from. And bro, I'm just marking out, But bro, what Carson's gimmick was, because Carson was a great comedian on his own right. What Carson's gimmick was, and as you watch him more and more, you get it. Bro, he would set up his guest to hit it out of the ballpark. You know what I'm saying? So Carson with comedic, bro, it's like Abbott and Costello. He's Bud Abbott, and he's setting them up, and they knock it out of the park. So he literally, bro, he's putting them over, but he's allowing their talents to put them over. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he's serving up the ball. Here it is, and they hit it out of the park. So he literally is putting them over, bro. It's like wrestling. It's like an announcer interviewing the talent. His job is to put the talent over. Fallon just kisses everybody's ass. I mean, from the beginning to the end, he kisses everybody's ass. And listen, let me tell you something. People may accuse me of that when I bring hot girls on the show, but bro, they're hot girls. They're hot girls. I'm not sitting there. My nose isn't up Magnus's butt. Whoever is on the couch, he's 10 feet up there. I'm so sick of this with Fallon, bro. Give me a break. Meanwhile, you'll see pictures of him on TMZ breaking his fingers, breaking his hands because he's at a bar in a drunken stupor. Give me enough with this guy already, bro. Please. Go ahead. Now put Jimmy Fallon over, Jeff. Go ahead.
No, I don't watch Fallon.
You loved him in Taxi with Queen Latifah.
No, I've never been a Fallon fan. Some stuff he's done on the show, I've laughed at a few things. But like, if I'm gonna watch a show, I'll watch Colbert. Even though I totally miss his Comedy Central show, it was way funnier to me than this because he's not the character anymore. But it's still entertaining to me. But that's the only one I watch. Fallon, if there's a guest on there I want to see, I'll watch it, but I'm not a regular Fallon watcher. I don't even like Corden. You were talking about how you like him. Big Guy loves him too. I just don't get it. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Like, I don't think he's funny.
Well, bro, it's not that I think he's. I like the format.
Right. With the green room and the blue room.
Nobody does that anymore, bro. And I like that. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. But yeah, Big Guy's a big fan of him. Like, I haven't seen the Seth Meyers show. I have no opinion on that.
You know who I think would be a great, like if you want to take somebody from the Saturday Night Live era, you know who I would think would be a great talk show host? And bro, here's another little tidbit people don't know. Bro, when I did Goldust with Letterman, I went with Goldust, not Conan. I went with Conan. I wish it was Letterman. I went with Goldust to Conan. And we did that whole scene. The guest of the show that night that we literally got to go in the room and talk to him and sit down and BS with him was Norm Macdonald, who was red hot at the time from SNL. I think he'd be a phenomenal talk show host, bro.
He probably would.
I think he would be. And Norm Macdonald ain't going to go in there and just kiss people's butts. You know what I mean, bro?
Right. Yeah. But yeah, Conan, I think Conan's hilarious.
Who do you think, if you had to take somebody else from SNL, anybody, dead or alive, who do you think would be a good talk show host? I mean, it's like, bro, do Fallon and what's his face? Who'd you just say? The other
Seth Meyers.
Yeah, do they have shows because they did the news? Like, I don't get it. I think there are so many other talented people that would be so much more entertaining.
Oh, geez. Mike Myers.
Yeah, he probably would be good, bro. Yeah, bro. You know who would be tremendous? I'll tell you right now. Freaking Dana Carvey would be great.
Yeah. Yep.
He would be absolutely great, bro. Bro, do you watch the new SNL?
No, I've tried to watch it, and it's like
it's terrible, man.
It's like I'm watching this for an hour and a half or whatever, and I laugh maybe once.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Way,
yeah, so I'm like, I just don't think it's funny.
Jeff, isn't it amazing to you? Like, it's amazing to me. Like, seriously, because I'll catch myself doing this all the time, where like I'm sitting there watching a comedy, and like I'm not laughing at all. Like, I mean, I'll catch myself like all the time doing that. Like, I'm not laughing at all. You know, and I just and then like I'm like, why is this? Who's laughing? If I'm not laughing at this, who's laughing at this?
Right.
You know?
Yeah, but that's how it is for SNL for me. So like, I mean, back in the day, I always watched it.
Yeah.
But no, I don't watch it anymore.
Yeah.
Nope.
You got anything else?
Nope. That was my list.
That's it, bro.
That's it, man.
All right. Well, Jeff, I just want to say one more time for the plaque. Let me hold it up one more time for everybody so they can see Rudy. I hate that glare. There he is.
See how short Rudy is?
Look,
just to give you that, I'm the same height as Rudy.
Bro, freaking JB is taller than Rudy. Bro, freaking Jeff dwarfs Rudy, and Jeff's about 5'2". $50 plus shipping. $50, $500 plus shipping is where we're gonna start. Like I said, bro, the framing, the plaques, that alone is a couple $100. There were probably 50 of these made. You know, even if you're an internet wrestling person, you know, you've got AJ on here, you've got the beloved Christopher Daniels on here, and the historical Double J and Dixie, which freaking cracks me up every time I see it. But official Vince Russo at gmail.com. And please, 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 please be serious.
Thank you again, Vince. I mean, that does. You don't have to do this. You really don't.
I'm going to tell you this too, bro. Like, if this works out, and I really hope it does, while I was digging through this, I found a lot of stuff like I completely forgot that I had that I think people would go gaga over. So I'm going to see how this works, and then we'll take it from there. But yeah, I found stuff like, oh my God, I didn't even remember I had that. So official Vince Russo at gmail.com. Remember, we have till the end of the month. Join the brand, less than $1 a week. Go to vincerussobrand.com, the code word brand. Check out kayfabecommentaries.com, the new Raven series. Jeff, what are your predictions this weekend? You got anything for me?
Oh, let's see. New England, Kansas City. I'd go New England.
Wow, you really would, huh, bro? Even with Gronkowski banged up, Edelman coming back, not at 100%. You still go with New England,
Yep, still going with New England. And then Antonio Brown's not playing, so I think Denver's going to beat Pittsburgh. Is Seattle? Who's Seattle playing?
I think Arizona's going to kill Seattle.
Okay, Arizona and Seattle. Yeah, I would go with Arizona, and then
Green Bay
and
Carolina.
I think I'm gonna go Green Bay in an upset on that one.
Wow, me and you disagree on a couple things then, bro. I like Kansas City, and I definitely like Carolina, bro. I think we're gonna see a Carolina's the NFC, right?
Yes.
I always get confused because they seem like an AFC team. I think we're gonna see Kansas City and Carolina in the Super Bowl.
Dude, it's like that'd be interesting.
Yeah,
but it's like with the Astros and the Brewers for me. They just don't.
Yeah, no, bro. Me too.
They need to switch. You know what I mean,
bro. So, bro, who are you calling for the Super Bowl? Then go one round further.
Okay, we'll go with who did I have? Arizona and Green Bay. So we'll say Arizona and New England. I know. Arizona, New England. That's
Arizona, bro, New England.
Dude, listen, at this point in time, I think they always, you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, it's New England.
Smart money, England. Right? Yeah, I mean,
it's New England. Yeah,
yeah. So if I was putting money on this, I would pick New England and Arizona.
And bro, I'm going to tell you this too, and like it's going to piss some people off, but like I really don't care. Okay, bro, and this happened to me in Atlanta, but not to the degree, that it was in Atlanta. But bro, I'm so tired of the Denver Bronco fans here. Like I'm so sick of them. I'm so tired of them. I'm rooting against the Broncos on Sunday. I want the Broncos to lose because, bro, all year long I'm watching the Broncos. I'm rooting for the Broncos, but they've pushed me over the edge where like now it's ridiculous. Like, bro, I swear to God, I honestly think that they're going to pass a law here in Colorado that if you don't wear your Bronco jersey on Sunday, they're putting you in jail. You're going to do 24 hours behind bars. Bro, does that not drive you crazy, bro? Everybody and their mother is wearing a freaking Bronco jersey on Sunday.
You know, it just reminds me of when I lived in Evansville because everybody was a Colts fan. It was just annoying, right?
Oh.
Peyton Manning goes to Denver. So these morons inherit Denver as their second team because Peyton Manning went there. They were making jerseys that were half Colts, half Broncos, split down the middle with Manning on the back. I'm like, you guys are absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
But, bro, you want to hear ridiculous? What's really ridiculous, okay, and we never look at it that way, is people like you and I, bro, we're rooting for a uniform. Do you realize that?
That's yes.
Do you realize that, bro? Bro, we're rooting for a uniform regardless of who's in the uniform.
Yep. But, to me, like, I've never changed teams. I've never changed teams in any sport.
Never.
And that's something I'm proud of because I've never been a bandwagon fan. Yeah. When I was a child and I started watching the Bills, they were absolutely terrible. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm proud of the fact that I've rooted for the same shirt and pants, you know what I mean, my whole life. But
bro, my father cracks up over the years because like I'll bury plays. I hate blah blah blah. Bro, the minute they get traded to the Giants, they're the greatest player on the face of it. They're gonna put the team over the edge. I mean, the minute they're traded to and my father, he's like, are you freaking kidding me? It's just
I was the same way with Richie Incognito, man. Yeah. I couldn't stand him, when he did all that stuff with Miami and he got suspended. Like I just totally this guy's a piece of crap. And then the Bills signed him and I'm like, hey, he's gonna help our offensive line.
I love that, bro. That cracks me up. Well, anyway, everybody, listen, enjoy the football games. I'm sorry, Bronco fans. You pushed me over the edge. Enough is enough. Let's go, Big Ben. But yeah, he wanted to date Karen Angle, so we should be rooting for him anyway. So enjoy the football games. We will be back next week. I said earlier the second part of Carly Perez. And also I think we're going to start the Pete Gas interview next week. So we'll see you right here.
Doesn't Ed have a part 2?
Ed has a part 2. I'm sorry, bro. We're promoting Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, because I forgot that yesterday when we did Lions.
Yes,
because I finished.
Yes, Ed does have a part 2. We'll see that all next week with the regular programming. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Enjoy the games. Have a great weekend.
Critically acclaimed producers Kayfabe Commentaries bring you the most candid shoot interview ever with Sabu, nephew of the legendary Sheik.
Would your aunt be talking business?
Of course.
With the Sheik?
Oh, yeah. And Carney. She can speak Carney better than me.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Prepare to explore the darkest corners of the man behind Sabu.
I would have stopped pain pills entirely if I was out of pain. Because I've been a little too long at the dance myself.
You feel now you've been too long at the dance?
Breaking Kayfabe with Terry Sabu Brunk, now available on DVD and on demand at shootinterviews.com.